Most people remember history's geniuses for their brilliance. But what if I told you that some of the greatest minds didn't just think differently, they lived differently. They struggled to fit in, obsessed over details that no one else thought about or even considered, and often saw patterns the world missed. And some of these traits we now call autistic. Today we're going to look at some of history's heroes that their differences didn't hold them back, but in fact made them legendary. So autism as a diagnosis didn't actually exist until the 20th century. But the traits we now recognize as hyperfocus, obsession with detail, intense curiosity, and sensory sensitivities has been shaping the world for centuries. Imagine a mind so intensely focused that the world just fades away. So aware of a pattern that every detail matters. And this isn't new, it's history's hidden force. Nikola Tesla, the man who brought electricity to the modern world, wasn't an ordinary genius. Tesla reportedly slept only 2 hours a night at his peak. He obsessed over patterns in numbers and was fixated with cleanliness and routines. He would often avoid social interactions, in fact, preferring pigeons over people, and would sometimes measure objects in a room so specifically, so obsessively, before even touching them. Some historians suggest that these are what we now call traits of autism. But here's the thing, Tesla's differences were actually his strength. His obsessive focus produced inventions, from altering currents to the Tesla coil that literally changed the world. And we all know about Emily Dickinson, who wrote over 1,700 poems. But did you know that she rarely left her home? She observed the world through extraordinary precision, turning her isolation into amazing poetry. Her hyperfocus, avoiding of social gatherings, and her unique perspective of life suggests that these could be traits of autism. And just like Tesla, Emily didn't just survive. These weren't her weaknesses. She in fact thrived in her solitude. She produced words that moved millions, seeing details that others missed. And then we know about Sir Isaac Newton, the man famous for discovering gravity. And yet he lived a life of extreme isolation. He worked so excessively, sometimes he forgot to sleep. Imagine working that hard that you forget about sleep. He was just so consumed by his experiments and calculations. Newton's focus on astronomy, mathematics and physics, and his difficulty in social interaction, suggest autistic traits. He saw patterns and connections in the universe that others just didn't see. And his differences, the way his mind worked, didn't hinder him. It allowed him to uncover the laws of motion, and he revolutionized science. Scientist, inventor, artist, a man who lived his life in curiosity, Leonardo da Vinci. He obsessively sketched autonomy, birds, landscape, and most of his projects were left unfinished because he just got fascinated by the next thing. And Da Vinci's focus and attention to detail and his eccentric habits align with autistic traits. And yet those same traits produced masterpieces like the Mona Lisa, his revolutionary inventions and insights that continue to inspire the world even after he's gone. Unlike Da Vinci, Michelangelo obsessed over his work. He would sculpt for days without any rest. He was deeply absorbed in the minute details of marble and paint. Unlike the rest, he had social interaction issues. In fact, he would prefer his pain and his work over people. But did this hold him back? Of course not. His work are seen as perfection of art. Temple Grandin, a modern autistic pioneer, revolutionized livestock handling because of her unique perspective on animals. But even before her, history likely had like-minded people who saw patterns in animals, noticing differences that other people would miss. And these individuals that I've just listed may not have been appreciated at their time, but their abilities shaped survival, agriculture, and understanding of the natural world. And I spoke about something similar in my previous video, which I'll add in the link in the description below, which is how cavemen survived with autism, or rather autistic traits helping them survive. Because I do firmly believe that autism isn't actually a weakness but a strength. Many of the great minds of the past have helped define what survival is for us. And beyond these famous names, there are likely forgotten heroes who had autistic traits. And for a lot of us parents who have autistic children, we don't actually have to go very far. If we look at our child and forget about their weakness. For example, my child is non-verbal, so if I put that to a side for a minute and just look at how his brain functions, the things that he does, it's amazing. I can't even keep up with him sometimes. And this just reassures me that if I help him build himself in the way he needs to be built, help him develop his mind in the way his mind works, he won't just survive, he'll thrive. He won't just be okay, he'll reach excellence. And the thing is, of all these people that I've just mentioned today, if you take note, it's not the fact that they're all geniuses. What actually ties them together is their differences, how different they are from what we call normal. Almost every exceptional person in life that have achieved something, that have proved something to the world, their minds work differently. So the next time, as a parent of an autistic child, or even someone who has autism, just remember these forgotten heroes. Remember these people whose mind, just like yours or just like your child's, worked differently, and they achieved so immeasurably. And you never know, maybe many, many years from now, I'll probably be really old and grey, but I may be making a video on you and your achievement, or on your child's achievement. And until then, I'll see you on the next video. I hope this video helped. If it did, hit the like button. Please do subscribe. It really helps the channel. And thank you for watching.